Hello and welcome to One Controller Ports Podcast, episode 9. What you just heard was a track from Jet Set Radio. I think it's Future. It might be both games, actually. But yeah, like this, like that. Yep. So, pretty cool game. It's the original one's on the Xbox, but then you can also get the second one's on the Xbox. You can also get the original on a variety of platforms now. I believe both XBLA, PSN, and it's coming to Vita. So yeah, although I prefer Future in the end, that's an Xbox exclusive still, an original Xbox exclusive. I'm not sure if it's backwards compatible on other platforms, but hello and welcome for this week. Yeah, we're here to talk again. I think I'm gonna try this as a weekly thing again. I just gotta keep it up. So we'll see how that goes. A few things. If you saw, I posted a Kirby Air Ride video, so yay! Posted a Kirby Air Ride video. It's good because that thing was like sitting on my hard drive for probably a year. All that footage. It was ready to be edited basically. And then I did another take on the audio later on at some point. So definitely was a long time in the works. You'll be hearing or seeing another one later this week, so prepare for that, another video in that same vein. I also posted a video on Frontier Gate that was mainly just to test the how much stress I could put on my capture card in terms of recording length. You guys didn't see it yourself. I put about 13 minutes in that, but I ended up testing it for probably about 20 or so minutes, and it ran fine. And then I put in another test for another 40 minutes for the video later this week. I think I already said that it was Anarchy Reigns on my blog, but yeah, I do a little like preview thing of Anarchy Reigns Japanese demo. I might keep it up, just showing off Japanese content. Like there's a free-to-play Japanese only Gundam game I might show off as something. I want it to be stuff that you don't have to go out of your way to buy, because then you hit into a whole mess. I want something that it can be accessible to people so they can go check it out themselves. So yeah, and then there might be some more videos on the way. I hope that there'd be. I know there's one in the production phase. I gotta read the script at this point. Capture a couple more pieces of footage, and then from there I'm gonna have to I haven't really envisioned where the video is gonna go that well, to be honest. I think I have enough all the footage I need in terms of game footage. But I need some little live segments that I gotta fill in. So yeah. Anyways, quite a bit happened this week. Well, one big thing happened. One thing I want to talk about, and then another one that's kind of been a little controversial happened. So let's get to it. So the big news that's like no secret at all is that there's a 3DS XL that Nintendo announced, and pretty much it's pretty much the same thing, other than it's really big. So really big screen size. There's not really any. It's not like a DSi, which like the DSi enhanced the original DS beyond just what the DS Lite could do. Although it did take away GBA support. And so yeah, it's $200. In North America, it comes with an AC adapter. Oddly enough, in Europe and Japan, I believe. I know Japan. I'm pretty sure in Japan it doesn't come with an AC adapter, and I think in Europe it doesn't come with an AC adapter, which is really bizarre. It uses the same AC adapter of this 3DS, so I'm guessing with that they're just kind of positioning it as either a secondary console for someone who already has the other 3DS, or an upgrade, which is a little strange to see them do that. It's not really an upgrade system in my opinion. It's more of an alternative system. I think if you're going to buy a 3DS, you're going to look at the 3DS and look at the XL and choose between which ones you want. I don't think it's going to be, well, clearly the XL is better or something like that. It is better for playing DS games to what we understand, because the screen actually matches the DS screen size. So yeah, I remember the DSi XL was really late in the life cycle, but it was well received. So I'm interested in seeing. I got to get my hands on it to decide if I personally want to do it. There's no second circle pad, which is kind of strange, but like I said, it's not really an upgrade. It's more of an alternative I would have liked that second circle pad. That, and we don't know if there's a specific uh, pro controller add-on thing or whatever for the side. So yeah, it's interesting. I might trade up, but it's something I want to get my hands on before I actually decide to do that. Because the main reason I really am considering it is because my 3DS is a launch 3DS and the screens like to kill each other. So I would like to get that unintended feature out of my system, so I don't worry about like having to put a cloth between my 3DS uh, like I do now when I take it places. The next thing's kind of a me thing, so I'll try to go over it quick because it's Final Fantasy XI stuff, and they announced a new expansion pack for Final Fantasy XI. I forgot what it's called. Crap, I didn't get the name down here. Something of Aduls or something like that. Looks cool. The town's weird because it kind of reminds me it reminds me of the Ocarina of Time beta town. It's just like big and blocky and everything. so so yeah, but the sad news is that at the end of the Vanafest, which is the Final Fantasy XI event, Tanaka, the producer of Final Fantasy 11 and 14, or used to be the producer of Final Fantasy 14, left. It announced he was leaving Square Enix there, which was sad. But it was like, I got health problems, man. And I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. You gotta do what you gotta do. Although he said he thinks he might do some independent projects. So you might see some stuff like I know Sakaguchi recently did like a iOS game or whatever with surfing. It looked alright. I didn't really particularly. I don't know. A lot of iOS games don't really look particularly interesting to me, but that's because I'm probably not really the market for them. Except for Chaos Rings. Gotta get Chaos Rings one of these days. One of these days. So yeah. That aside, the other thing that was interesting that also came from the Nintendo Direct, where Nintendo announced the 3DS XL, which, if you don't know, Nintendo Direct's an online video stream that Nintendo does every 3 or so months to announce things. Um, is that Namco Bandai will be basically the muscle behind developing Super Smash Brothers, the next one for the Wii U and 3DS. And Sakurai's still at the helm, so I'm sure it'll be fine. And it's really interesting because you see a lot of people say, wow, this is really awful, because I would agree that Namco Bandai is kind of a weird choice. It's kind of random. I just, whenever you think Smash Brothers, at first you wouldn't think, Namco Bandai. I would think probably more like, I guess since it's just fighters, but I would think Capcom personally, but yeah. And that and Nintendo and Capcom have had a good relationship in the past. Namco Bandai and Nintendo, I guess they have, but it's never really been in the forefront. But maybe this is a part of trying to build that relationship. Although I wouldn't say Namco Bandai is particularly a developer that is that relevant here in the West anymore. So yeah, and Sakurai was really upset because people were like, he's like, don't bad talk it. And the thing I've been saying is that like Smash Brothers Brawl, if I recall correctly, was developed by a company who is known for JRPGs. Uh, so I think as long as Sakurai's at the helm, it'll be fine. I don't think Nintendo's gonna release a title that's inferior. I think Smash Brothers. I wouldn't say it's an easy game to make, but I think it's something that has such a framework that I think it's easy to kind of fill in the blanks, and then from there, it's just twisting or like tweaking things and adding some new stuff, unless they really plan to change it, which I'd be for changing it up a bit, but that's just me. I know a lot of people don't really want that, but it'll be interesting to see what characters and stuff end up coming into the title down the line. I'm excited to hopefully get the another Smash Brothers blog, so every week we can get some sort of little tasty tidbit of information. And finally, since I haven't been trying to make up for like 50 pounds by 50 pounds I mean like months of game playing, I haven't played all that much. I've been playing. I'm still working the way through Enchanted Arms, so I'm trying to power my way through that. But the other thing I did was I re-picked up another code R, which I don't know if I had talked about that on this podcast before at all. But me and I was playing it for my sister. a while back ago, and then so she moved, and so it got kind of put to the side. But instead, I decided to just capture footage for her, and then she can watch it at her leisure. Although I do read it because one, it's mainly because my capture card isn't that great, so text is kind of difficult to read. You can read it, but that and just like I don't know, it's just easier for her, I guess, and that, and I don't mind reading it out loud. But yeah, so that's fun. Again, another Code R and like Hotel Dusk games are more like novels than actual games. So yeah, now we're actually getting closer and closer back to our 10-minute mark. The last few weeks have been pretty extensive. So we're gonna go ahead and close this out with a single track for Blue Stinger called "Sting Me." So yeah, Blue Stinger's awesome. 2000s survival horror game in the Dreamcast. And by awesome, I mean it's really bad, but that's why I love it. So, yeah, enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next week.